We're a food membership scheme where people can come every week to one of our hubs. They have access to affordable, healthy food, and there's lots of other components that build this community.
It stemmed from an observation that I had one day working in our warehouse, which redistributes lots of surplus food to about 150 other charities. That the young people on our education programme that were doing work experience with us could all benefit from something that helped reduce their food bills. What we began to realise very quickly was the value was not just in providing people with some food. It was actually giving them a space to engage together, to meet socially, to talk about some of the other issues they were facing, to help each other with those issues, and for us to then start to provide other support and other benefits to them through the larder.
We started a community cafe, which is part of membership. Then we started a stay and play, and then lots of things naturally evolved from that. So we do tasting sessions, and we have a swap shop. So there's lots of different things that happen in the hubs. We have outside agencies like Thames Water who've come on board, so that our members can potentially sign up to their social tariff. Some of our members start by joining because they want food, but then what happens is we then realise that there are other important things that they haven't got support for. So for instance, we might have older people who are isolated, and they're using this as a social place to come every week.
I get the companionship, good cheap food, and well, I just enjoy coming, and it saves me a lot of money.
We have some families where the children might have problems socialising, or they might have problems at school, so what's being created around the food has become quite important.
The children get to interact with other children that aren't just at school. They get to make pancakes. We've been to the family events that they hold here. The extra money that we save by coming here normally goes on the children. It just helps us be able to buy them school uniform every year.
Because we're very informal, there's no kind of corporate look to what we're doing. It's a place of trust, it's a safe place, and people build relationships with you.
One of the most interesting things that I've come to learn from having worked in some of the larders myself is just how empowering they are for people. Unlike food banks, where you're the recipient of charity, you pay a fee, you make choices about what you want to feed your family. You understand about healthy food options, and you also understand that there are other people in the same boat as you, but by working together, you can actually create change.
Our Didcot hub on average is taking about a tonne of food a week, which would have gone into landfill. Times that by 7, which is our current larders, then you can imagine we're getting on for 5 or 6 tonnes of food a week. What happens in the larders are everybody becomes responsible for everybody's kind of well-being. So you might get a member who spots someone downtown on a day that the larder's not there, and it's about those relationships that are being formed that makes us a really strong community hub.
We work closely with the education team at SOFEA to get young people in to have practical skills, build on their confidence.
I really enjoy gaining confidence because that's the one thing I really struggled with. I'm starting to talk to people that I don't know. Like when I'm waiting at the bus stop, there's like this person who we memorise each other's faces. I started talking to her about the weather.
I was a bit lonely. Coming and volunteering at the larder gives me something to do every week, and it gives me something that I could be proud of.
The Community Larder is not a charity. It's best to think of it as a social enterprise, which actually has revenue in the form of membership fees. It has costs in the form of taking in food that it needs to distribute to beneficiaries. But actually it does so in a way that can create a surplus and grow an organisation. Since we made this video, the impact of the coronavirus has been felt by communities across the whole of the UK. And SOFEA and the community larders have had to respond in a way which is quite extraordinary. The learnings from the coronavirus is that the demand, the underlying demand in communities for the community larder is even greater than we'd imagined. And so our ambition is growing as well. Rather than growing to 50 by the end of next year, we now believe we can get to 100 larders.